Okay, hello everyone, my name is Marina and I'm this year's International Development Officer. So before I go on to my strategic plan and what my goals are for the year, I just wanted to give a quick background about myself, just a bit. There you go. I'm originally from France with French and Japanese nationalities, and I always had a passion and love for multiple cultures and languages, and that is the reason why I put myself forward for this position. And it is actually my second year running on this position, so some of you might be wondering why did I bother to just go again as a DO, a part-time exec that is not even paid. So as an international student myself and working with an international student all along last year, I had the opportunity to have loads of feedbacks and input for myself to improve the experience of international student on campus. And unfortunately, a year didn't give me enough chance and enough time to achieve my goals and to give a clear structure about this international section of the union, because I guess it's quite an important section that the union tends to forget. So I just want to. So I want to point out on my three main goals for this year. So the first one, it might be the worst PowerPoint you ever see, but I've done it in 5 minutes. I'm so sorry. My first and most important goal of this year would be to give the best experience to all international students at Loughborough. So I want to make sure that all international students here have the best time at Loughborough, and we have a variety of international students. So we have 2,991 international students this year, and there are a variety of them, as I said. So there was Erasmus and exchange students who are only there for 6 months or a year, and full-time students like myself. So this figure is actually 1/4 of the Loughborough student population, 1/4 out of the total of the Loughborough student population. So it is a big population to look after, and they are from different backgrounds and years of study, and so myself and my committee are there to accommodate that, which can be quite complicated because of the numbers. So my big project and initiative that I want to put forward this year is to create an international student network. So I've been working on this project from last year, so I had several feedbacks from students last year saying that they find it really difficult to find people from their countries because it's such a massive campus and because there's so many students here. Obviously, we have our amazing cultural societies that are there to accommodate that, but there are some students that come from a country or background that are not big enough to create a society. So this brand new committee will be set up in the way that there's a representative from each region, so that representative will look after students from that region and will help me and the union overall better communication between the students and ourselves to represent them fairly, and in order as well to organize maybe a bigger event to involve every international student from all across the globe. So I think I'm really excited about this project. It will be a link, and it will make my job way easier, and it will be a link for me to link out to all international students on campus. And it will also help me to create new events. Potentially, I want to organize a international students summer ball, because there haven't been one yet, or Loughborough Olympics, just so they can show their pride for the country. It's just a potential idea, but hopefully this brand new committee will work it out. And my final point here, my first goal is to make sure that international students understand what the student union offers and how they can get involved within the students union. Students union in general in the UK is quite renowned. It's a really big organisation that helps students to get involved and just enjoy their time at uni whilst doing their studies. But it's not the case everywhere. I mean, where I'm from, students union, none. I don't know what it was before I came here. So I want to make sure that there are so many opportunities that they have, so many sections, so many things that I can get involved in, and I want to make sure that they are aware of it and they are getting involved within our students' union. All right, so I'm moving on to my second point, is to internationalise the union. international, everyone is international, whether you're thinking or not. If you learn a new language, you're international. If you go abroad, you're international, and that's what I want. I want everyone to be international. So there are so many opportunities here at Loughborough to be international, and I want all students from Loughborough to be aware of these opportunities. So you can go study abroad, you can learn a new language, and I want the students to grab this opportunity at university because it's the perfect time to do it, and they can heavily help within their future. Obviously, if you learn a new language, you might be more employable, and if you study abroad, they can help you step up your personal experience as well as your CV. So that's my first point. And my second point is to build a relationship between home and international student. I think it's quite a fairly important point because home students don't tend to realize the incredible cultural diversity that we have here at Loughborough, and how lucky we are to have so many students from so many backgrounds and traditions, and we want to celebrate that and kind of embrace it. So events such as our successful International Day that we had last week, that is happening in the Union every year, that it's helping showcasing that incredible international community, the awareness of the international community that we have here. So yeah, this year we have a record-breaking number of international of students and staff attending the event, and actually looking at the data, most of them were home students, so that's a good news for me because they actually enjoy seeing other international students and interact with them. So so yeah, that's the first point. And lastly, is to help. It's about helping and supporting our international student while they're here Loughborough. Obviously, speaking a new language that is not your first language, moving to a country that is completely culturally and traditionally different from your original country can be a shock and can be difficult for some students. So obviously we're pointing out to our amazing student services, so if they have any issues in terms of visa, immigration, finance, they can go there, but I think we need to help them in the student perspective. So obviously we have a welfare and diversity section which can help them about more mental health, and actually, as I said here, homesickness can be affecting not even international students, all students just go through that phase of they feel a bit homesick, but it might affect international students particularly. So I think, so we're planning with some exec members the We Are Loughborough campaign, and I think that that will help support and represent our international students, especially after the post-Brexit situation where international students are quite worried, and we want to just reassure them. But in overall, we want to make sure that they feel safe and happy here at Loughborough. And lastly, I want to focus this year on Erasmus students. I'm not Erasmus myself, so I can't really relate to them, but from the feedback that I had last year, especially the Erasmus students who are coming in the second term, we want to support them, and that's why I want to put a buddy scheme. There's only 60 Erasmus students are coming up in the second semester, so I think it'd be quite easy to get volunteers, but because they don't have the opportunity to have a freshers week, to go to a student activities bazaar or sports bazaar, I think having a point of contact from the Students' Union and help them settle in the university and in Loughborough and within the course and just this new way of life in general, I think that could help massively. So I'm really looking forward to implement that. So I don't want to take more of your time, but thank you so much for listening. I just want to leave you on this note because I'm so lucky and happy to be part of this international community. And I just want to all international students love Loughborough as much as I do. Thank you.